So I was just up on deck 16, top deck. Well, sort of the top deck. There's like another extra deck that's a running track. But anyways, deck 16, and just soaking up some sun, you know, just sitting out, laying out, and having a good time, enjoying the beautiful weather we're having. And like, I noticed where the spot I picked was like a little dirty, so I was like, I've got a towel anyway, so I put it down. Turns out I am like covered in these like little black like soot spots. I think it's because of like the smokestacks coming off of the ship. So keep in mind, you probably don't want to like pick the starboard, no, the port side. Although it depends on like I guess where you're going. Make sure you look before you lay down. That's all I'm saying. It is funny because like the first day I was here, I was like, oh, they should probably wipe these off more often, but I'm sure they just get dirty because of the smokestacks. So maybe just hang out by the pool instead. That's probably a better idea. I don't know. Learn from my mistakes. So started out doing our morning mind benders. Every morning they have like just a puzzles challenge. So we've been doing that pretty much almost every morning. That's really fun. We do pretty good too, so that always makes me feel good. Matt's really good at like word puzzles, and a lot of them seem to be word puzzles and Sudoku. Let you know an insider secret: if you're good at Sudoku, go do the morning mind benders. After that, I think that's when I went up and just like sat out and got covered in black spots. And then we just kind of relaxed for a little while and got some food, and then we went to a couple different things. They had seahorse racing.
On day 2, we had an auction. Huge, extravagant auction where I auctioned off all of these incredibly sculpted Italian wood seahorses. Then, all of my owners who paid top dollar for these babies, they then had a private class with me to paint them and decorate them and make them all individual.
It's not real live actual seahorses. It is like, apparently it's like been a week-long thing where people bet on their horses, and then they get the horses, and then they like decorate, color, paint their horses, and then today they had the final race. So we went and watched that. It was a lot of fun. And then shortly after that, they had latte. What was it called? Latte you stay. And I'm like, I'm still confused as to why it's called that. And it was hosted by the drag queen on board, but I was very confused by like some of the rules. So like they played a song, and you're supposed to drink every time they played the song, and then after they played the song and you drank, you said hit me, and the drag queen was like, you're gonna get a drink every time you say hit me. And we were like, what exactly does that mean? They're like, the waitress is gonna be walking around with drinks. It's like, okay. So like, but like there was no waiter, waitress, server, or anything. There were no like drinks. It was very confusing, but it was still a lot of fun because it was just, you know, it was a drag queen game show, so it was just ridiculous and silly and fun. And it was all about coffee. That was the latte part of it. It was all about coffee. But it was just a little bit confusing as to why they did some of the things they did, but it was just silly and fun. And then more relaxing, we just played some Trivial Pursuit. We didn't have time to finish, but officially I won. I'm just saying. I don't like to brag, but I want to let you know the facts. That's what's going on. And I'm getting ready to go to Gunbae, which is the Korean barbecue place, which is pretty hard to get reservations for beforehand. But once I got on board, they opened up reservations, and I've got one here coming up in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna go do that now. All right, see you soon. So I just ate at Gunbae, which is the Korean barbecue place, and the food was very good. I liked all of it, but traditionally, the idea behind Korean barbecue is you cook it yourself. You don't cook it yourself at Gunbae, which was kind of a bummer. They had someone there cooking it for you, so that was fun. I mean, it was fine, I guess that's more relaxing, less pressure on you, but it takes a little bit out of the experience, if you ask me. When you get there, it is communal dining, so I was seated with 2 other couples that I just, that were other just sailors. They're very nice people, had a nice conversation with them, but just something to keep in mind, something to know before you go. There is like a drinking game. They make you play. I mean, they don't make you play. If you really wanted to not play, you probably could, but They play a drinking game. Like as soon as you get there, they kind of give you a rundown of the menu, take your order, and then they play a drinking game with you. The server will play a drinking game with you. So that was fun. They provided soju, so complimentary soju as part of your meal. So there you go. The dessert was ice cream. And I gotta say, it is the best ice cream I've had on this ship. Definitely the best ice cream. I think the best ice cream I've had on this trip. And I've eaten a lot of ice cream on this trip. Just about every place, almost every restaurant, like has ice cream for their dessert. And it's not the only thing they have, but pretty much every place has at least one ice cream option. Test Kitchen apparently has some real weird ones, like asparagus ice cream and blue cheese ice cream. And the people I was sitting with at dinner tonight said that they also tried Test Kitchen and they weren't crazy about it. So like, I'm just hearing a lot of stuff about Test Kitchen not being great. Just, you know, again, I haven't tried it myself, but I've heard enough people say it's not great that I'm not upset that I canceled my reservation. So there you go. There's that. All right, so I don't think we really have anything else planned for tonight. Just gonna, I think, relax. Rachel and Matt are gonna be out of their dinner soon. We'll probably hang out and do something. So I'll see you guys soon. So we have arrived in Bimini, which is Virgin's private island, and the water is absolutely gorgeous. I just walked out onto my balcony, saw the water. Holy smokes, I can't wait to get down there and check out this beach. We've got like I forget what they call it, but it's like a summer camp type event going on where like you build forts and play games and stuff, so looking forward to that. That's not until later in the afternoon. But first we have brunch at Razzle Dazzle. We haven't really had like a sit-down restaurant brunch yet, so it'd be cool to have that experience. That was a place with a really, really good bacon, so I'm gonna get like a whole lot of that. So yesterday was a sea day. Spent quite a lot of time just outside soaking up some sun, and there's definitely a spot on my back, probably that big, where I couldn't reach to put sunscreen. So like right in the middle of my back, I could definitely tell that it's pretty burnt. And the peeling on my forehead has begun. Just gotta keep it moisturized. Won't be too bad. I don't think any of my sunburn is too bad. So, I mean, even my arms. I got a little bit on my sunburn, but I don't think it's even gonna peel. It's already like just turning brown. I love a good beach day. Matt and Rachel aren't like super excited about it, but this guy is. So they're cleaning the balconies this morning. So I just wanted to show kind of how they opened up. It's nice that they zigzag. Oh, I guess maybe not all of them. But yeah, you can see how they can open them up and connect them if you have multiple rooms together. Okay, so by the way, I didn't actually notice this. Matt and Rachel had to tell me about it, but this is actually a drawer right here next to the bed. You kind of got to lift up on it a little bit to open it up. But oh man, this was empty before. But yeah, they got extra towels and pillows and stuff in here. Nice. Or an extra comforter. There you go. Good evening, everybody. I did want to dress. I like vlog mostly in my room for a couple reasons. One, because it's weird to vlog in front of other people. You gotta get used to it, and I'm just like, I'd rather not. Two, pretty much throughout the ship, they play music, so like I just don't want to deal with like having to mess with copyright stuff and whatnot. So it's just easier to do it in my room where it's quiet. And also that number 3, it is quieter in here. Not that it's necessarily like noisy on the ship. You know, it's a bunch of adults, fairly quiet. You know, you can find quiet spots, but it's just definitely quieter in here. So on to what we did today. Today was Bimini, which I thought was Virgin's private island. That's not actually the case. It is a Bermuda Island. But they have a private resort here. We had brunch this morning, which was the first time we had brunch in one of the restaurants. We've been just doing like the galley, which is the sort of buffet area. It's not an actual buffet. I've explained this before. I don't need to explain again. So yes, we had brunch, and it was very good. It was the place with the bacon, so we all had extra bacon, and it was fantastic. It was very good. I had way too much to eat, but it was all delicious. Then we kind of took it easy for a little while. We all had some work to do / homework, so we all worked on that. And then we did finally make it to, because we got here pretty early, but me and Matt and Rachel didn't actually go to the resort till like the afternoon. Well, we went to the island, and then Matt, like last minute, like there's a shuttle that takes you around the island, and it's a very small island. It's not very big at all. But the first stop they make is at a place where you can rent golf carts. So like we stopped there and wasn't planning on stopping and getting off, but Matt was like, you guys want to rent a golf cart? And we're like, oh, okay. So we got off. And we talked to people about renting a golf cart, but it was cash only and none of us had any cash. So we decided we should have just waited for the shuttle, but we decided to walk. And it wasn't that long. It was like maybe a 10 or 15 minute walk, but it was just like, we should have just waited for the shuttle. But we got there and it was packed, so our boat was like, we heard it was about 80% full. So it wasn't completely full. And it was, I feel like that was a good amount of people. I'm sure Virgin wanted a full ship, but as a passenger, it was nice to be at like 80% because we pretty much anything we wanted to do, we could get in, but it was packed. It was still very busy. Like we kind of found a quiet corner, but like it wasn't on the beach. Like even with it being 80% full, we couldn't really, it was hard to find 3 seats together. We didn't really stay that long. We actually didn't do the fort building thing. We decided just to come back to the ship because the ship was dead because everybody was at the resort. So we just came back to the pool and just relaxed, and we had tons of space to ourselves. So that was really nice. I'm glad we did decide, because we were like, should we? I don't know if it's still going to be busy or not. And I'm glad we did decide to come back and just relax at the pool. Just chatted with some of the other folks that decided to stay back or had already come back from Beach Club. It's called like the Beach Club. Then we went to dinner at Pink Agave. A few dining reservations were hard to get. Like I never made it to the wake. Getting into any restaurant, if you go like when they open, you can ask. Like tonight, we didn't have plans to go to Pink Agave, but we were like, that's kind of our favorite place. It's easier to get into than like the wake. So we just went when they opened and like tried to get a spot, and we just ended up sitting at the bar, and that was perfect. I got something different. We all got something different. I got the duck. They had duck. So I had duck that was very good. I love duck. It's a very fatty meat, and I'm a big fan of that. Get that fat, that delicious fat. We just kind of hung out on deck 7 for a little while, at the back of the boat, on the aft of the boat. It's called the dock house. Or no, I guess it's just called the dock. The back is the dock. And then right inside, there's a bar that's called the dock house. But we just hung out on the dock. But that was cool. It was just like very relaxing. Like it was, you kind of got those last night of vacation feels. So we were just relaxing. And then they had a stargazer event that we thought was in the dock house, but it was on the dock. So we left, and then we came back, and we had the best seat, and we should have just not moved because we had such a good seat. But oh well, we still were able to relax. And they had a couple little stories about like the traditions of navigators and the stars, and different stories and different cultures and how they use the stars, and the stories that they would tell about the stars. So it was kind of interesting. They said it was going to be an hour long, but it really only ended up being like 25 minutes, maybe half an hour tops. Then that's pretty much it. We have to get up early tomorrow to disembark. My flight's pretty early, and Matt and Rachel are going to Disney, and they're picking up the rental car pretty early. So we're getting off the ship at like 6:45 in the morning. So I still have to pack. I wanted to make sure to get this vlog in before I started packing, though. Oh, we did run into our friends. Okay. Every time I wear this shirt, I get compliments on it. And like, I hadn't gotten complimented on it yet today, and I was like, man, I gotta get a compliment. And I wasn't like fishing for it, but we ran into our friends Emily and John again, And as they were leaving, they had dinner reservations. As they were leaving to go to their dinner reservations, Emily was like, man, I like that shirt. I was like, yes! And Matt knows this too, so he was like excited. So every time I wear this shirt, I get a compliment on it. So I love this shirt. Keeping the tradition alive. Getting the compliment every time. Totally vain, but I love it. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. That was a lot of me chatting. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. Virgin Voyages, this is a great cruise. I really, really enjoyed it. I like how they wanted to do things differently than any other cruise line, and it showed. They did things differently. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments below. Let me know. I'll try and answer them best I can. I'll try to get to as many as I can. Some of our other agents are actually on a cruise, on another Virgin cruise right now. They shipped out 2 days ago, so they're getting back just after us. So it's gonna be cool that we're all we actually have a meeting about it next week, that we're all gonna get together and talk about our Virgin cruise experience. So that's gonna be fun. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Let me know. We'll do a whole nother Virgin Voyages Q&A. So let me know. Or if you have any questions about really any other cruises, we have lots of agents who have been on just about every cruise that you can think of. So let me know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. You are wonderful people. Thank you. I love you. Bye.